Okay, today is Wednesday, September 22nd. Hopefully, it's really Wednesday.
Or the 29th, whichever way you do it.
No, because I wasn't only, 15 and 20. I was only 5 days late with the other one.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Because I was looking to see if we had any questions for Ask Us Anything, and I couldn't find the video, and I was looking everywhere. So I went into the Creator Studio, and then I found it, and it was listed as private. He said he noticed that, but did he tell me? No.
I did notice it till today.
Oh, yeah, that's when I noticed it today.
Yeah.
But you guys never said anything. Oh, you know what? I take that back. Somebody asked me whatever happened to Jammin' with Jimmy. We can't use the title Jammin' with Jimmy because YouTube put some kind of strike on it. They won't publish the video for some reason. I don't know. Because Jammin', I guess, is like sexual. We're mother son. That's not going to happen.
Just say jamming. How's that?
I don't know. They wouldn't let me put it up.
Let's ask them. They can come up with another one. See what happens.
What did I put this for today? I thought I had another title for today. Wednesdays with Jimmy is what I put today.
Oh, okay.
Wednesdays with Jimmy, because it usually posts on Wednesdays. So, but we'll answer any questions.
Yes, any questions still.
And then I'll put at the end of the video, ask us anything, because you can ask us anything, but
not shy.
It's not shy. But so we don't have any questions to answer. But while we were doing the tag, I have some birds in my tree over here, which Jimmy would absolutely love because he can't stand them. But they're like little piglets because I fill the feeder in the morning and by nighttime they're all empty. So they got to wait till the next day.
You could probably hear them.
There's a couple out there.
Couple? That sounds like 40 of them.
And then there's a dove that keeps sitting up on the roof that's driving your dad. I kept telling your dad, there's a dove that's sitting up there. It was on my video the other day.
Right.
That he climbed up there to look to see, but it comes out of the tree. But I like the doves because they got a cool little.
Yeah, they're little.
Yeah, they're kind of cool. Yeah. But anyway, so we were doing the tag video, a whole flock flew by underneath my deck, like underneath the gazebo, and it reminded me of when we were out looking at Jimmy's property, and he's got his favorite kind of a bird.
Bats.
He's got bats everywhere.
And Samantha loves it. She's like, oh, these are so cool. They're awesome. They eat all the bugs. And I'm like...
And it isn't Vince...
Oh, yeah. And then her dad's like, hey, I'm going to build a bat house all the way in the back. And I kind of looked at him and he goes, what? And I go, slow your roll there, buddy. You ain't building nothing.
I said he should have a bat house because he's living out in the country and that'll help you keep down your varmints.
And mark my words, because it's going to happen. I already know it's going to happen. It's going to build a bat house and they're going to be back there. And then they're going to end up in my attic. And I already told David, when we build this house, every eve is getting like high strength screen in between every raptor.
They're not going to be able.
They're not coming into my house.
They're not going to be able to get into your house then.
I know they're not.
I know. When Denise lived on her other house and she had a built-in pool, and we would go in there at night, and we would be like this far apart, and the bats would fly in between us. They go shoo.
No.
One time I was in church and there was a bat in the church and everybody was like, they're not paying attention to the church, just like looking all around to see what I just saw 2 birds just fly into my tree. But anyway, because Jimmy just doesn't like birds.
I don't know what it is. Everyone asks me, oh, is it the movie? No, I've watched the movie, but that doesn't, I can watch it on TV, I can see birds on TV, nothing, it's just... And actually, I've gotten a lot better because before it was like, you can ask I would cross like if there was a bird on the side, oh, we're crossing the street and going around it. Yeah. Now at least I know it's going to fly, I know it's going to fly, and then it takes off.
I don't understand that.
No idea why.
Denise had a bird, and the cat got it. Because Mary was playing with the bird. She was showing you the bird, I think. She took
That's
it out
probably what it was then.
She took the cage out, took the bird out of the cage, and then when she put it back in, she forgot to close the door. And then the cat got the bird.
Dinner.
So that there was no more bird.
Wasn't that a canary?
It was a canary, yellow canary, yeah.
With that bamboo.
Yeah,
bird.
That's right. It was huge. It was way too big.
It
was like way too big. It was way too big for the bird.
And then she had the gumball machine where she'd make us pay to get gumballs.
Yes. Well, that's how you had to put a penny in for it to work. That's not the only way you get the gumball.
Then we'd get yelled at because we'd come in with all our pennies like, oh, can you get a crap load? No, you're not. You only get 2.
That's the way it goes. Jimmy was the chosen child. Jimmy was the first grandchild, and he could do no wrong.
Tell them the fire truck story. About Grandpa wanting to buy me the fire truck. And you guys, no, that's too expensive. You're not buying the fire truck.
You got on the fire truck.
Guess what? I got the fire truck.
It's like he got the bike.
Got the bike.
Jimmy could walk across the table, and like everybody would say, "Get off the table, get off the table." And my dad would say, "Oh, he's okay. He's not going to hurt anything." And if it was anybody's birthday, nobody got to open their own gifts. Jimmy opened the gifts, even when it wasn't his own birthday. And even when it wasn't his own birthday, Jimmy got a gift.
I did. It was awesome.
It was like,
we got a gift from Jimmy.
Yes. It kind of reminded me, the other day we went out to his property, and when he was really little, because I have such good memories of like when he was really little, he always wanted to hold my hand wherever we went anywhere.
That's
other
true.
than when he got older, and then ran through the store like a terror.
Yeah.
But when he was really little, he always had to hold my hand. And we went to look at his property the other day, and it's really uneven. And it was
it's
like
really rocky.
And it was getting dark, and I was walking back, and so he held my hand so that we could get back. Jim made fun of us.
Yeah, were you guys getting married? I'm like, yeah, it doesn't work that way.
But it was such a memory of like, it's just like the way time flips around. Like before I was leading him along.
Right.
This time he was leading me along.
And it's funny because I was just talking to someone at work today, because David is on my job. It doesn't happen all the time, but he's on my job. And, I was showing him what he was doing next and all that. And we'd walk by all day, and I was just smiling. And one of the guys is like, "What are you smiling at?" I go, it's just weird, because I even now looking at David, I see him as 3-year-old David. So
I see you that way. I don't see you as being like 49.
Right, but so he's working and doing all this stuff, and I'm just looking at him like, my 3-year-old is doing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, and so then we have an older guy, he's 65, I think. He's just getting ready to retire. But he's like, "Oh, you think that's bad?" He goes, one of his grandchildren is 24. I'm like, I couldn't imagine that.
That would be. So, well, look at David's my grandson. He's 20, so it kind of goes like that.
Oh, yeah.
David called us Saturday morning at 5 minutes after 7. So I need to talk to Papa.
Yeah.
So I put Jim on the phone.
He tried calling me, but I was sleeping soundly, apparently.
When he was they're doing a demo of a building, and one of the sprinkler heads got in his way. And so he took a hammer to bang it out of the way. And he knocked the thing off, and then the water was flooding the building. And then he remembered that Jim was a sprinkler fitter.
Yeah.
So he called Jim up. So he says, "Let me call you back, FaceTime you, and we'll see what's going on." So Jim was able to help him get the thing back all situated.
But then Dad scared me, because we had a bonfire at the property Saturday, and I think we were out there till midnight or 1 o'clock, whatever it was. And David had his new truck, and he left. And I told him, I'm like, "Call me when you get home."
Yeah.
He called me when he got home. Everything was fine. So then I didn't realize Dad was talking about the sprinkler incident. So he goes, "Hey, did you hear what David did yesterday?" And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, it's pretty bad." And I'm thinking, he just got this truck with that. And he's like, no, the sprinkler head. I'm like, "Oh, okay, I thought you were going to say he got home and he just didn't tell me and he messed his truck up."
Yeah, and he wasn't believing Jim, because Jim kept saying, like, you turn it on as high as it'll go. And then David says, "No, the water's flooding, it's flooding." He says, "No, this is what you want to do. You got to turn it on as high as it'll go." And then we hung up, and he was so proud that he remembered from his job that he retired from 15 years ago.
No, the funniest one, because David asked me, he's like, "Has that ever happened to you?" And I said, "Yeah, it happens to everybody, David. It's going to happen to everybody."
Right.
Mine wasn't on purpose like his was. I mean, he took a hammer to it. I was in a lift, and there's sprinkler pipes, like the heads, if you look, are every 12 feet. A lift is 10 feet.
Okay.
So I put my lift in between the two, and I went straight up to work, because I was working above the sprinkler heads. And when I came down, I hit the head, knocked it off. But the reason I did it was I went up, and the sprinkler fitter that was working on the pipe didn't tell me, because he was working on the pipe, and he pulled the pipe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To get, to connect it. It was connected, but he pulled the pipe to get more, like they were shifting the line over. So when they shifted the line over, that put the head right under my lift. So my brain is thinking, I went up without hitting the head, I'm going to come down without hitting the head. So I came down and I hit one of those heads, and it hit me right in the chest. There is so much pressure in those lines that it knocked me backwards. And we were in a mall on the second floor. and this thing is just pouring, and it's not like this is a broken head. You can't just shut. You have to have, like, when you get into the malls, they have special people that, you know, the maintenance can't do it. You have to call the company. You know what I mean? So not even the guy working on it could do anything. It has to be a special person to.
Yeah.
We sat there for an hour and a half. I had a 55-gallon garbage can that was filling up, and then there's, I know you've seen them in the shows where it always shows the people like sitting in them and they're rolling them around the gondola, the big garbage on wheels. I had that filling up, and it was pouring into a gondola, and 10 guys, all with 5-gallon buckets, running across the hall, dumping it in the sink like a big conveyor line for an hour and a half straight. It was nonstop. So that was the first day where our boss was like, we're going to work 12 hours. So now I'm soaking wet. Everyone's soaking wet, and everything's shut off. And we're sitting around, and I look at my boss, and I'm like, we're only doing 8 today, right? He kind of just looked at me, started laughing. He goes, I can't even yell at you after that. He goes, yeah, we're only doing 8 today.
Jim drives me crazy because everywhere we go, we have to look up at the ceiling to see the sprinkler heads. And then he'll tell me, oh, that's like a, I don't know, like a B27, and that one over there. And
that's a 720.
Yeah, and that one should have been over here, and they spaced that out too far. I don't really care. And then when we're watching movies, he gets upset when like they put a piece of toilet paper from the thing and then they light it.
Oh yeah, that doesn't happen.
That doesn't happen.
How it works.
That's not how it works.
It's heat. The heat
does
glass.
it, yeah. But he always thinks that, you know, like, oh yeah, okay, a big fire is going to come.
Yep. I do the same thing with Samantha. We drive around.
Yeah.
Oh, I built that. Oh, I did that.
Jim does that too. We'll go by. He says, I worked at that building. I worked at that. When we watched the Tiger game, I worked in that booth over there. I don't really care.
No, the best one that I had was the other day. I think I was with Jamie and Jesse. No, I was just with Jesse. And we were going to meet everyone else to go out to dinner.
Okay.
And right at 26 and Van Dyke, there's a big shopping center. So we're going to hit the turnaround. I start laughing, and she goes, what? And I go, it's not often I can say this. And she goes, what? And I go, I built everything in that complex. She's like, yes, I know. Like every single store I was in.
Like father, like son.
Yep.
I wish I would have had a video of Jimmy when he was probably about 4. My Aunt Merle was kind of like balding, and she had a wig. She had wigs. She always had wigs. And she would get up every day, and she would get her wigs on, get her makeup, get her perfume, spray her perfume on, put her pearls on, get her purse, and then her high heels, and she'd walk down the hall, and her gloves, and she'd walk down the hall, and she'd say, is my cab here yet? And so Jimmy went in her, when she was gone one time, he went in her room, and we didn't know where he was because he was so quiet. That's the first sign that Jimmy was like into trouble. And he comes out of the room with her pearls, her wig, a little bit of lipstick on, all over his face, with her high heels, carrying her purse, going, hi, and swinging the gloves. Hi, I'm Merle. Oh, if I could have had a video back then, that would have been perfect.
Well, you wouldn't have heard anything because it would have just been with a lamp in your face.
Or my mother used to hold the lamp, the light, the regular lamp.
Yeah.
And you'd have that bright, and you'd be going like.
And everyone talking like like you're going to know what you're saying.
But, yeah. I have home movies, but they cost so much to put them into the video. We tried to do that the one time.
Yeah, wasn't it like $3,000?
No, it was $650 just for like this one little reel. It was like
no, but the whole box didn't.
Oh, the whole
like
box was
$3,000 or
like
something.
that. It was like ridiculous.
Yeah,
but I'd like to see them. I think maybe for Christmas I'm going to ask for a projector because you can still buy the projector.
Yeah, that's true.
And then just see that.
Just don't pull a Chevy Chase and sit on top of the thing watching it.
Yeah. But anyway, we didn't really have any questions to answer.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and the funniest thing was I met the plumber out there last week.
For your house.
For my house. He gets the first impression of Jim.
Oh.
This is the first impression he has. I come walking up, because it's raining, of course. And I come walking up, and I go, hey, are you Adam? He goes, yeah. And I go, hey, I'm Jim. He goes, hey. And I go, can I bitch a little bit? And he goes, yeah, go ahead. And I go, month and a half. It rained one time in a month and a half. I dig a hole in the earth, and it rains 5 times this week. And he started laughing. He goes, yeah, it's usually how it happens. But luckily, the land I'm on is such solid clay that it just goes right to the side. It doesn't absorb it. It sits in it, but they dug it so that it pitched towards the outside and went to the drain tile, so it always just by the next day, like if it poured, like all that rain we had where it poured, by the next day it was gone. So luckily.
I keep trying to tell them to start a channel or to at least post it on here that people can see a progress. We can give you your own little video clips or whatever. You can
I only have a couple for right now because there's only a couple steps. Now it's going to start moving, so it'll be easier to do. I can make longer videos. But like right now, it's just like, hey, how you doing? They moved some dirt over here. You know, it's nothing really.
Well, the basement, I mean, it's like the whole scope of how big your house is. It doesn't.
Well, that I was waiting until they finished all the forms. So I already did a video for the halfway form. So I'll do a video for when like they take the forms off, and then I'll do a video. And then maybe at that point, I'll put all of them together to that point, and then.
Oh, that sounds good.
Okay.
Because people keep asking, they want to see it. He has a table and chairs set up there now.
Yep.
And a little porta-john.
Little porta-john that no one but me or David will use. No, the funniest story was.
I don't like porta-johns.
No, the funny story was David and Samantha were in the living room. I could hear them talking, but I didn't know what they were talking about because I was getting ready. So it turns out Samantha goes, yeah, I was talking to David, and I'm like, you know, because your dad is cheap. He even splurged and got the hand sanitizer in there for $5 a month. And she goes, and David looked back at me and went, wait a minute. It's only $5 a month for the hand sanitizer? She goes, well, yeah. She goes, oh, those cheap sons of you-know-what on the job site can't even spend $5? It'd be nice to, like, take a crap and wash your hands, you know what I mean? And just went off on a tangent. She goes, now I see where he gets it.
Well, that must be why he liked using my car last week, because I have that big bottle of hand sanitizer.
Probably. He is a hand sanitizer freak.
I'm surprised he doesn't have one in his truck.
Oh, he does.
Oh, does he have some in his
truck?
Oh, yeah. He didn't have his insurance card, though.
No, he didn't have his insurance card.
But he's going to have that taken care of. He's got like a lot of they call them Easter eggs. He's got a lot of neat little things that he's discovering that they don't tell you that you have. You have to find them.
That's true. Even Samantha has, like, we go anywhere, and she always does it. Even before all this started, she's always that way.
Yeah.
So, like, and she'll go, and I'll just look at her like, you know, I'm not taking any.
I know, it's just silly. But anyway.
Okay.
If you have questions for us.
Just ask away.
Ask us away. This is just kind of nice just to babble on about it.
Yep.
Jimmy, as always. It's all about Jimmy.
It's all about Jimmy.
It's all about Jimmy. I tried to get Danny and Christy on, but
they want nothing to do with it.
Nope. It was like pulling teeth for Danny for my birthday, but he had to do it because it was my birthday.
It was your birthday. That's true.
But they'll get on it if I film them. We're going to actually do family dinner on Thursday, so maybe I can get them to.
Yeah, we'll just sneak one by them and just say, oh, we didn't do our video this week. And, you know, we'll just talk about anything.
And then Christy will say, no, and Danny will say, no, that's your thing. That's what they do.
And then you know what we do? We just go sit on either side of them. It's like, oh, okay, we're just going to do our video here. Is that cool?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
See?
That's a good idea. Because they just know I'm going to pull my phone out. That'd be nice if we could sit outside. I think it's going to be really the last time we're going to be able to sit outside.
In other news, I just thought of this.
What?
And of course, everyone at home is laughing at me. I only have to cut the lawn 2 more times on my feet. They're like, are you serious?
You're probably not going to have to next year because he's going to try to grow his grass from that one house down the street from you that I think they just finished building. That's going to take a lot of sod. When you first come in.
You don't do sod. Like when you do that, you just put seed down.
Really?
Sod would cost like $20,000 to do.
Look how that house looks like. I mean, probably how your house is going to look, but it looks like, okay, I spent this much, I might as well put sod into it.
I'm doing hydro seeding, which is they spray it out of the hose and it's got the mulch and everything in it already.
And see, what I think you should use is my bird food because that brings up grass faster than anything.
I'm not attracting any more birds than I need over there. No. I got cranes going over now. Or not cranes, what are the big ones?
Oh, you had the turkey vultures the other night.
Yeah, those things are big.
Yeah, those are big.
That landed on the road. That thing was probably up to here on me. I was like, oh.
What did Samantha thought it was a
pterodactyl.
A pterodactyl.
Like, a pterodactyl.
No, that wasn't that. Okay, that's it. So
right.
if you're new to our channel,
like,
comment,
subscribe,
and share. See you guys next week.
Bye.